नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्य देशतारिणे। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पदे गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसूते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ईश्वरा परम कृष्णा सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादिर गोविंदा सर्व कारण कारणम। हरे कृष्ण। By Lord Sri Krishna's causeless mercy, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita every day. By Krishna's mercy, we finished 7th sloka in the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which is titled as the opulence of the absolute. So here Krishna is telling us how he is the supreme personality of Godhead. So in Bhagavad Gita, we understand that Krishna is the super soul and we are the soul. We are just Jiva, Jivatma, and Krishna is Paramatma. And as long as we have this material body with material senses, which is also made up of matter, the senses are also made up of matter. As long as we have this material body and material senses, we are going to suffer and struggle in this material nature, material way. Manasastani prakritistani karsati. Manasastani indriyani prakritistani karsati. So that is the law. That is the law of this world. We create so many laws. So in physics, in chemistry, there are so many laws. We are using those laws. So the law of this world, this earth, we can simply say this earth. The law of this earth is that we everyone will be subjected to suffering. Everyone will be forced to suffer. That is the law of this earth. Like anything which goes up will comes, like the apple falls towards the ground. So due to gravitational force. So like that, this earth also has got a force which is pulling us towards this earth, like a binding force. So when we want to get out of this earth, when we die, for example, so there is a force here, invisible force. So like every law we study, like everything, like when we say that the two masses, they attract each other. So that's why the earth is attracting our body. When we are, for example, if something is falling, the earth is attracting the mass. So that's why the law of gravitation. So similarly, here our body, our soul is getting attracted to pull towards this earth. So there is a force, invisible force. So that is the bondage to the earth, what we have, the bondage to work, the bondage to birth, what we have. So that is karmani bandini manushya loke. So karmani bandini manushya loke. So now we need to cut those forces. We need we need to balance them. We need to get out of them. That is the main thing. So then only we can get out of this material well. Like when we want to send a rocket to the space, so it has to go up very fast and it has to escape from the earth. That's why you call it as escape velocity. So like that, we need to escape from this material well, escape from this earth. So that means we should not again come back to this earth. So as long as we are bonded to this material world, we are attached to this material sense objects. So we will be forced to come back to this material world again. So we will be simply changing bodies, but still we will be in the material world. That's it. We'll be simply changing bodies from one body after another body. And we get that particular type of body depending upon what our mind thinks at the time of death. So, Srotram Chakshuhu Sparsanam Rasanam Granam Yevacha Adhishtayam Manaschayam Visayan Upasevate. So, we will get a particular type of body which will have Srotram, a different type of ears, Srotram, and different type of eyes, Chakshu, Srotram, Chakshu, Sparsanam, a different type of skin. So Srotram, Chakshu, Sparsanam, Rasanam, so a different type of tongue, and then Granam, different type of nose. So Srotram, Chakshu, Sparsanam, Rasanam, Granam, Evacha. So ears, eyes, skin, tongue, and nose all grouped together. Adhishtaya Manaschayam. Manaschayam means about our mind, about our mindset at the time of death. So at the time of death, depending upon our mindset, depending upon what we think, we are going to get our next body. So that way, in order to get out of this material world, we should not be thinking about anything in this material world. We should not be thinking anything about this material sense objects or about this material world. We should not be thinking anything about this material world. So then only we will not again come back to this material world. If we still have a lot of desires to satisfy, if we still have a lot of unfulfilled desires, so we have so many desires in this world. We want to achieve so many things. We want to accomplish so many tasks. So even at the age of 75, 80, 85, even if a person lives up to 90, 95 also, still have so much of attachments, so much of thinking. What will be happen to the grandchild, and what will happen to my child, and this and that. So much of attachment. We should completely detach ourselves. Then only we will not again come back to this well. If you are not able to do that, then we will have to come back again. We have to simply forget about everything in this material world. Only focus only on Krishna only. No one else. Knowing very well that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Knowing very well that Krishna is everything. There is no other truth which is superior to Krishna. So that knowledge we get it from Bhagavad Gita very well. So having understood this very important science, the most confidential knowledge, the king of knowledge, we should only remember Krishna. That's it. No one else. So then we will not come back. We will not take another material body. We will not. Once we take another material body, then we will have to go through the process of old age, disease, and death, and suffering, and all such things. So we should be able to tolerate. Saknotigeva yatsodum praksarira vimokshanat. Like this sloka which I referred yesterday. Saknotigeva yatsodum praksarira vimokshanat. Kama krododbhavam vegam sayuktaga sasuki naraka. So one should be able to tolerate the urge coming from the kama and krodha. And until the time of death, if we are able to control all our senses, if we are able to forget about everything in this material world, if we are able to remember only Krishna, no one else, then at the time of death, we can simply liberate ourselves from this material world. And we can go to the place, having gone, we will not come back again to this material world. There is Krishna's abode. There is a place, our permanent abode. That's where we should aim to go. So this is a very rare opportunity, extremely rare opportunity what we have got right now. Studying Bhagavad Gita, understanding Bhagavad Gita, knowing about Krishna and worshipping Krishna and praying to Krishna and serving Krishna, all these opportunities what we have got right now is the rarest opportunity we have got. And now we have to be intelligent enough to make use of this opportunity completely, fully. If we want to do that, if you want to go to Krishna, if we have faith on Krishna, if you want to study and understand Bhagavad Gita, and if you want to go to Krishna, and Krishna is ready to take us with him. Krishna is waiting for us to say, Krishna is waiting for us to tell him that Krishna, I don't want anything in this world, I want only you. Nothing else. I want only you, Krishna. That's it. We want only Krishna only. No one else in this world. No one. Only Krishna. We have to elevate ourselves to that level of Krishna consciousness. That's why it is known as Krishna consciousness. Our mind all the time thinking only about Krishna only, no one else. If we are able to achieve that by studying and understanding Bhagavad Gita and following all the principles, all the instructions given by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita very sincerely, and follow word by word whatever Krishna says, completely understand it and do that, so then we will definitely achieve Krishna. We'll definitely go to Krishna's world. We'll not come back to this material world again. So there is the effect of this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. When we get this Bhagavad Gita knowledge fully, there is no confusion at all, no bewilderment, no confusion. Mohitam, no mohitam. Asammogaga. Sammogaga means it is confusion. Asammogaga means no confusion. That's what we are getting every day. Every day we are studying Bhagavad Gita and understanding this Bhagavad Gita fully. We are able to make continuous progress, excellent progress. Day by day, we are getting the complete knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. And Krishna's mercy, we are able to use all the modern like electronic gadgets. Everything is everything what we need. All the this technology, we are able to effectively make use of it to study and understand about Krishna. And also, now all these lectures are very nicely recorded and it is available in YouTube. And any sloka, if you want to know, if you want to understand at any point of time, you can always go to our YouTube channel and then go through it. So that way, this Bhagavad Gita is something which brings us so much happiness, the inner happiness, the real happiness. That's what this Bhagavad Gita brings us, this Atma Sukha. So when we are studying Bhagavad Gita, if we feel that, if we say that I'm very happy when we are studying Bhagavad Gita, every day when we are in this class, when we are studying Bhagavad Gita, it brings us so much happiness. So that means this is called real happiness, the inner happiness. This is called Atma Sukha. So the happiness we derive by remembering Krishna, by glorifying Krishna, by getting the knowledge from Krishna, by serving Krishna. So these are all real happiness. So this is what we need to achieve in our life. So we should always seek for such happiness. We should be attached to this kind of happiness. This is real attachment. Not for the temporary, the happiness, the so-called enjoyment, what we achieve. In fact, that is really not happiness. It is the source of distress. So that is not going to help us in any way in this material way. It's not at all going to help us. But studying Bhagavad Gita, knowing about Krishna and remembering Krishna, and that way glorifying Krishna with this Bhagavad Gita, this Brahma Samhita, and Krishna is very, very, we understand so much about Krishna actually. So that's what is going to bring us immense happiness in our life. At that point of time, all our distress will be completely gone. So that means if we start relishing this Bhagavad Gita, if we start experiencing happiness by studying Bhagavad Gita, by knowing about Krishna, so that means our material distress is actually going away. Sarva dukkhanam hanir asyopajayate. Everything is going away. Yajnatva mokshashe asubhat. So we are going to get freed from liberation from all miseries of material existence. So that's what will happen with this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. And Arjuna also asked excellent questions, very nice questions to Krishna to know more about it. We understand about the three modes of material nature very well only in Bhagavad Gita. It's very difficult, it's very hard to find out about this science of three modes of material nature anywhere else. And we really don't have to research into a lot of Puranas or Upanishads or other Shastras, scriptures, because everything is very, very nicely, very clearly explained in Bhagavad Gita itself. Bhagavad Gita explains everything very nicely. Krishna gives everything what we need in Bhagavad Gita. What is our ultimate goal? The ultimate end result should be developing love towards Krishna only. That we will get from Bhagavad Gita. And then when we study Srimad Bhagavatam, we are going to get that love is going to grow much, much more actually. Because there Sri Krishna is glorified all the time. All the time the devotees, whenever they talk about Krishna, they are glorifying Krishna only. Our own master, our own lover, our own best friend, our own supreme Lord, Sri Krishna. So if we know more and more about Krishna, that means we are going to get away from this material veil. That means we are getting closer to Krishna. That's how our progress should be checked. That's how daily progress. Every day when we study Bhagavad Gita, we need to get more and more closer to Krishna. Without the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, we are getting ourselves more and more away from Krishna, unfortunately. Unfortunately, without the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, people who are so much attached to material sense objects, so much attracted to material sense enjoyment. So they are separating, they are going away from Krishna. We should not make that happen in our life. We should not let that happen in our life. We should move towards Krishna. We should go towards Krishna and we should ultimately go to Krishna. We should go to Goloka. Krishna as well, Goloka. Golokanamni nijatamni tale chatasya devi mahesha haridam suteshu teshu tete prabhava nichaya vigitascha govindamadi purusham tamagam bhajami. That Govinda is the Adi Purusha, the primeval Lord. I adore him. I adore Govinda, the primeval Lord. So Govinda is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. Isvara Paramakrishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarvakarana Karana. So we need to go towards Krishna. Once we go to Krishna, no more miseries. So that should be our end goal. That should be our ultimate goal. Matpara. Matpara means keeping me as your destination. Manasamyamya matchito yukta asita matpara. So we should do everything, all our activities with our working senses. Whatever we do, everything we should do only for the satisfaction of Krishna, only as an offering unto Krishna. So that is definitely possible for all of us. Whatever we are right now, whatever we are doing right now, whatever job or studying, whatever we do right now, we should simply think that we are doing that for Krishna. That is the main thing. So here our goal should change, that we are actually doing it for Krishna. When you go to job, you are going to job for Krishna only, not for anyone else. For Krishna. You are not working for your boss. You are working for Krishna, who is the master. So we are not working for anyone. We are working for Krishna. That's what we need to understand. So whatever we are doing it only for Krishna. So our mindset should become like that. So that way we will feel that we are very, very motivated, highly motivated and inspired to do our tasks very nicely for Krishna. It's all going to happen by Krishna's mercy. Definitely it will happen by Krishna's mercy. There is no doubt about it. Just by getting this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, it's going to happen. That's it. Just by understanding this Bhagavad Gita, it's going to happen. That's it. Very easy, very simple. This Bhagavad Gita knowledge only takes us to Krishna only, completely. Then only we can get ourselves attracted to Krishna, because we know about Krishna, how beautiful Krishna is. Venum kvanantam aravinda dalaya taksham barhavatam samasitambuta sundarangam kandarpakoti kamaniya visesha shobham govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. I adore Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is adept in playing on his flute with blooming eyes like lotus petals, and his head bedecked with the peacock's feather, and his unique loveliness charming the millions of cupids. So that is Krishna's beauty. Krishna is very, very beautiful. And not one or two Lakshmi. There is hundreds of Lakshmis. Chintamani prakara sadmasu kalpa vriksha varghavatam asitam chintamani. There is hundreds of Lakshmis basically. Lakshmi Sagasra Sata Sambrama Sevyamana. Lakshmi Sagasra Sata means not even hundreds of thousands of Lakshmis. Lakshmi Sagasra Sata Sambrama Sevyamanam. So they are serving Krishna. Lakshmi Sagasra Sata Sambrama Sevyamanam. So that's what is Krishna. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There are hundreds and hundreds of thousands of Lakshmis are serving Krishna. Lakshavratesu surabira vipalayantam Lakshmi Sagasra Satasambhrama Sevyamanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So we need to just remember that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We finished in the 10th chapter, 7 slokas. We understand that Krishna is the source of everything. And Krishna, in the sloka what we studied yesterday, Krishna said that Etam vibhutim yogam cha mamayo veti. So Krishna is saying that everything mamayo veti tattvataga savikalpena yogena yujyate natra samsayega. That's what Krishna said. Etam vibhutim yogam cha. So all these things, everything is coming from me only. So Krishna is the source of everything. So etam vibhutim yogam cha mamayo veti tattvadaga savikalpena yogena yujyate na atra samsayagam. So anyone who knows that I am the source of everything, the source of maharsega, saptapurve, chatvaro, manuvastata, madbhava manasa jata, esam loka imaga praja. So Krishna is Anadir, Krishna is Adir, Krishna is the beginning of everyone. Krishna has no beginning for himself. So Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All these things if we understand, and everything comes from Krishna only. Buddhir jnanam asammogaga, kshama satyam tamas samaga, sukham dukkham bhava bhavo, bhayam cha bhayam yevacha, ahimsa samata tustigi tapodanam yaso yasaga, bhavanti bhava bhutanam mattayeva pratak vidaga. So everything is coming from Krishna only. So if we just know that, then we will be worshipping Krishna only. That's what Krishna is saying, that savikalpena yogena yujyate na atra samsayagam. So he will be worshipping me, engaged in my worship without any deviation. There is no doubt about it. That's what Krishna is saying, that na atra samsaya. Now, in the next sloka, in the sloka number 8 in the 10th chapter, Krishna is continuing. This is a very important sloka which I have quoted many, many times in the past. Krishna is saying that Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattaga sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddhaga bhava samanvitaha. There is Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattaga sarvam pravartate. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Prabhavo means creation, everything. I am the source of all creation. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. That means I am the source of everything. Aham sarvasya. Sarvasya means everything. Prabhava means the source. So prabhava, creation. So I am the source of everything. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. Mattaga sarvam pravartade. Mattaga means from me. Sarvam. Again, Krishna is using the word sarvam. Sarvam means everything. Pravartate. Pravartate means creator. So everything is emanating. Everything is created by me. So I am the source of everything and everything emanates from me. That's what Krishna is saying. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattaga sarvam pravartate. Very important sloka. Mattaga. Krishna has used the same word mattaga. In the 7th chapter also we studied. In the 7th chapter, 7th sloka, Krishna used the word mattaga. Mattaga parataram nanyat kinchitasti dhananjaya mai sarvam idam proktam sutre manigana iva. There is no other truth which is superior than me. Mattaga parataram na anyat kinchitasti dhananjaya. Mai sarvam idam proktam. Everything rests upon me, just like the pearls are strung upon a thread. Mattaga sarvam pravartate. Krishna is saying that. Mattaga sarvam pravartate here. So mattaga parataram na anyat in the 7th chapter. So aham sarvasya prabhavo mattaga sarvam pravartate. I am the source of everything. Everything emanates from me. Iti matva bhajante mam. Anyone who knows this, iti matva, will worship me. That's it. Bhajante mam. Iti matva bhajante mam buddhaga bhava samanvitaga. Anyone who knows this, who is a learned person, who understands this with great attention. So buddhaga bhava samanvitaga, he will engage. He will engage in my service. He will worship me with great attention. That's what Krishna is saying there. Knowing that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. So that's what we are knowing from Bhagavad Gita. We are understanding from Bhagavad Gita very, very clearly, without any doubt, that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. For us, in our life, Krishna is everything. That's it. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Krishna is everything for us. So then we will leave the rest to Krishna. We just remember Krishna, worship Krishna, pray to Krishna, serve Krishna, and do everything for Krishna's satisfaction. And then Krishna will take care of the rest. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we have successfully finished the 8th sloka in the 10th chapter today. Hare Krishna. I will stop now and we will discuss if any questions are there. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Guruji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. We have a question from Timur Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
He asked, Hare Krishna Guruji, you have mentioned that